A few days ago, Billie Eilish comes out and admits that porn has destroyed her brain. She's angry about it. But what does this mean for you? Should you care? Should you be interested in it? Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Frank Ray, CEO and founder of Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission here to help men break free from the shackles of porn addiction through the power of faith and fitness. So if you're new to the channel here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are dropping videos every day, Monday through Friday at this point. So I want to make sure you're notified when those new videos are released. You know, I've had about a dozen to 15 people send me this headline or reach out over these past few days. And to be honest, up until 2 days ago, I had no idea who Billie was. And in fact, when I first read the first headline, I actually thought it was a man. But Billie is a young woman, 19 years old. And the courage that she displayed here a few days ago on the Howard Stern show, one that has been notoriously in support of pornography over the last 2 to 3 decades. I mean, think about who Howard has had on his show. So what an insane amount of courage that Billie had to display to share that heartfelt message on that platform, not knowing how it was going to be received. But what does her opening up and talking about this mean for you? What does her opening up and talking about this mean for maybe the young men in your life? What does her opening up and talk to this mean about the future of the porn industry? You know, it's no surprise to me that in a culture and in a time where we put celebrities up on a pedestal, and for lack of a better word, really worship them for what they've done. Think about some of the most famous people here in this world. We can think of one family in general that has generated billions of dollars in revenue and billions of dollars in wealth. Last name starts with K, the Kardashians. I'm not taking anything away from what they've done. Kris Jenner is an incredibly intelligent businesswoman. She knows what she's doing. But where did this entire family empire start from? A homemade, home-produced porn video. So in a world and society that elevates that to success, that elevates that to the top of wealth, and puts this family up on a pedestal, I'm not surprised that we get other pop stars that are coming out and talking about it. This video is completely unscripted and I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions here. I felt it was something that, because I've had so many people reach out to me, I felt it was important for me to maybe share my thoughts and opinions on this. But Billie's not the first celebrity to come out over the last few years and talk about their struggles with pornography. We've seen very strong men, guys like Terry Crews, guys like Mike Tyson, Shia LaBeouf, just to name a few, that have been very vocal. Kanye West was another one, been very vocal. Russell Brand is another one. Real strong, influential men, powerful men, men of stature, men of significance, men of strength have talked about this. And it's been out there in the public sphere. So in my opinion, I don't really see what Billie did changing anything in terms of the way that our society looks at it. But I think it's an important time, and I think it's an important thing for us, more specifically if we're men here that we're struggling with this, to understand what's taking place. If you listen to what Billie says, there's so much anger in this young woman's voice. So as men here, as a company, as an organization, we're here fighting the battle. Yes, we want to help you if you need help. We want to be able to walk alongside with you to find you recovery, to find you freedom. But more importantly, one of our bigger missions is from the education standpoint. So whether it's on the podcast or some of the guests that we've had here on this channel, we want to help you understand, not just for you, but as you grow and mature and take on more responsibility in your life, and you become a man of family, and you become a man of mentorship and leadership in your family and in your community. We want you to understand the real dangers of it. You know, it's interesting because when we look at pop culture, the message that is being shared through music, through entertainments, through film, through everything. It's this sex positivity message. It's like, it's a freedom of expression for us to either consume all this pornography, consume all this sexual material, or take part in it for ourselves. Last year, one of the big things that we were talking about was the song WAP, W-A-P. I don't even know the artist that put it out there. And I've actually never listened to the song. I've read the lyrics. In reading those lyrics, you don't need to be that intelligent. You don't need to be that aware of the real dangers of pornography. If you literally just read the lyrics, you can understand that that individual that put that song together, brain has been warped. Real perception of sexuality, real perception of intimacy has been completely warped and hijacked. So where do we go from here? What can we do? As men, I believe it's our responsibility, if we're struggling in our own lives, we got to get ourselves taken care of first. You know, stealing words from the great clinical psychologist and modern day philosopher, Jordan Peterson. Clean up your house first before you go out there and try to change the world. So if you've been struggling with a compulsive behavior, if you've been struggling with a porn addiction for any length of time, and this stirs you up and this riles you up to go out there and then start having these conversations, maybe have an impact on the youth. If you don't got yourself right first, brother, take care of home base first. Because you going out there and having conversations with other people about the dangers of pornography when you're suffering in silence on your own, that message is not going to come across as an authentic message. People will be able to read through what you're sharing there. But then once we are clean, once we have gotten our behaviors and our compulsive addictions under control, I feel we have a responsibility now to then go out and talk, share, and be a guide and mentor to others. You know, bringing up Jordan Peterson here, you know, one of the things I remember in a conversation he had about 6 to 8 months back with Abigail Shire on the Jordan Peterson podcast, they were talking about the fastest rise of population in the transgender community is young women ages 12 to 17 years old that are buying into the belief that they weren't born a biological woman and that they can actually be a man, or that they are in fact a man. And it was interesting where he took this, and I haven't talked a lot about this. I've shared it on a few different podcasts, but I think it's important to address here because it's closely connected to what Billy said. So if we know the fastest rise of population in the transgender community is young women ages 12 to 17, and if we know that the average age of first exposure to pornography for both young boys and girls is 10 to 11 years old, what does this mean? Well, Billy talked about it. She said how it warped her perception. She actually thought that pornography was where she was supposed to be going to learn sex, to learn the sexual behaviors. And then over time, because we understand the escalation effect, the pornography we consume on day 1 is not the same pornography that we're going to consume on day 100. And it's not the same pornography that we're going to consume on day 250. And it's definitely not going to be the same pornography that we consume on day 1000. So if we've been caught up in this thing for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, the things that we're watching, the things that we're consuming, the things that are giving our brain a dopamine hit, the things that we believe are giving us pleasure, are getting into darker territories. Things that if you were actually in the act of it happening, if you were in the room while the things were taking place, I can guarantee that you would have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that wouldn't rest easy with you. Yet you're going to sit there and consume it through a computer screen. So Billy talks about how how some of the things that she were watching didn't align with her from an ethical or moral standpoint. So as these young women are getting into pornography, they're getting introduced to pornography, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. They're being taught that this abuse, this abusive nature, is what they're supposed to do as women, to have men love them, to have men appreciate them. So what is going on in the young girl's mind as she's growing, as her brain is developing, and she's seeing these acts, she's seeing what men are doing to women on TV or on these videos. And her instant thought is like, I don't want that to happen to me. Why would I ever put myself in those positions? It's degrading. It's inhumane. And the way that Jordan takes this is he believes that pornography is playing a role in why so many young women are confused sexually, are confused with their gender. And I'm not here to make this a political, argument, whatever you believe, whatever your worldview is, that's you. I'm here sharing ideas. But I was hesitant, to talk about this because, like I said, I had no clue who Billie was. But the fact that so many people have reached out to me, we've done over 300 videos on this channel last year and a half. And I haven't had as many people reach out to me over a 2-day period that I have had in the last 2 days since this announcement with Billie. So I felt it was maybe my responsibility to share my thoughts and opinions on it. But like I said, guys, I'm in one lens, I'm very excited to see it getting the mainstream coverage. I'm very excited to see it out there. I'm very excited to see as many people reaching out to me because I think it's only going to become more prevalent in our world and in our society. And maybe this will become one of those points in time where we look back in 5-10 years from now. We'll say that was a very defining moment in people really understanding. And that's actually my hope and prayer. But I don't really know if that's going to be the case because, like we said, this isn't the first time somebody's come out and talk about it. Maybe the fact that it is a young woman, maybe the fact that it is somebody that is only 19, 20 years old, I believe Billie is, maybe that'll play a little bit different of a role in it. But I don't understand why it would. I've had some of the most intelligent people in the world on my podcast talking about this. Dr. Caroline Leaf, world-renowned neuroscientist. Dave Asprey, 6-7 times New York Times bestselling author, serial entrepreneur, has transformed millions of people's lives. We've seen Dr. Andrew Huberman talk about it. We've seen Joe Rogan talk about it on his podcast. But yet still people will push back. Still people will argue with you. Oh, it's no big deal. Men, it is. Women, it is. If there's ladies watching this video. But no matter where you are in this cycle, if you feel that your brain has been hijacked, if you feel that your brain has been destroyed, that stuff is real. Yes. Plenty of evidence, plenty of research, plenty of videos on there understanding and explaining the negative side effects to pornography. So yes, porn did destroy Billie's brain. But it can be reversed. It can be turned around. So if you're stuck in a cycle right now, if you're struggling with an addiction, if you're struggling with a compulsive behavior, I want to invite you to check out 2 pages, guys. Check out down there in the first pinned comment. We have a free book that we put together. Over 2,000 men have gone through this book now. It's called The 7-Step Guide to Living Life Without Porn. It is the exact process and system that we have used with all of our clients here, and we've perfected it over the last 18 months. It's an absolutely free book, so check it out. First link in the pinned comment. Second link below that, guys, is a 16-week recovery course. Taking the principles, taking the steps taught in the book and actually walking you through with step-by-step videos, step-by-step instructions, coaching videos, assignments, educational resources. Check out the Reboot Your Life course. It's a brand new course. Just launched this week. So that'll be down there in the second link in that first pinned comment, guys. But Frank Rich from Reboot Recovery, guys, I really hope today's video maybe shined a light on some things, maybe brought some things to the surface that you've been thinking about in your own life. I want to acknowledge Billie. Billie, if you're out there, if somebody can get this video in your hands, thank you for what you did. Appreciate you. And men, like I said, if this video impacted you, if Billie's message resonated with you at all, start at home first. Get yourself under control. Because you finding freedom first will position you in the spot where you now have leverage and you have influence over others. And we can really make a significant change in the world. Guys, I appreciate all that you've done here for this channel. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much for your support. If you're new here, like I said at the beginning, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on every single day, Monday through Friday. We drop a brand new video. Monday is our podcast. Tuesday through Friday is the shorter, concise videos providing tips, valuable strategies, insight, education. So tap that subscribe button down there, turn those notifications on. But Frank Rich from Review Recovery, guys, I love you guys. We'll see you on the other side.